Welcome back to another edition of the Gabagools Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff. This is episode 89 with the Cuzzo. Dan, how we feeling?
Feeling light, feeling right, feeling tight.
You
How
should.
about those three, man?
We've had a
Yeah,
nice little break here. It was like a Christmas break and in May.
yeah. It was like it was a light break, right? We
hmm
had to recharge the batteries, had to get back into it. Here we
hmm
go, a couple weeks off. We were just talking 30 seconds before we actually hit start that we took a hell of a time to take a break here with the Cubs and mainly the Sox. Yep, there he is. There's Jeffrey Strazavasco. Nope, there's
Yeah.
Lola.
Hi,
There's
Lolo.
yeah, there's Jeff repping his White Sox. A couple games over 500, and the fans finally start showing up to the games in the last 5 years. But you know,
I, I
here
mean,
we
here's the
go.
thing. I know the loyal Cubs fans would be there when they're losing three straight 100 loss seasons. So let's take it easy on that one, Mr. Red Wine. That being said, though, yes, we have to talk about it because obviously we're going to touch on the crosstown. I have to bring that up. But holy crap,
I almost forgot
the
about
last
that.
time, yeah, I know you tried to because it was pretty embarrassing for you guys.
I tried to with my
But
caps off.
yeah, apparently. I just can't stop. I can't believe this team is kind of just showing up out of nowhere. Miguel Vargas, let's talk about him first off. That
Yep.
guy has been just a breath of fresh air too. He's been on the team for 2 years now, and honestly, he was on some really bad teams. And that guy has come out, and I think he's going to be an all-star this year. We'll touch on my other all-star picks though for the Sox, but my goodness, has he really jumped onto the scene this year? He's batting a solid 242, so not super great, but he's got 15 homers, 41 RBIs, plays a pretty good defense out in third base. And his swing, I don't know if you've actually sat and watched his swing. It's giving Manny Machado to me, like just the way the leg kick and just the perfect like little swing.
I feel like, and I could be wrong on this, but his stance at the plate looks a little different than what it was as a
Yeah,
Dodger. I think he looks a little, he's like standing up straight a little bit more. I saw him recently, and I was like, "That's Vargas." He looks a little different, but
yeah,
um, you know what? I mean, as a diehard Cubs fan, as I like to call myself here, you
yeah.
know, it's it's been tough to watch you guys go on this decent run. We'll give you your flowers. Everybody knows about Murakami, right? I mean, he seems to be the one player that 29 other teams passed up on, right? You guys, the last 2 years, you've been at the bottom of the barrel with Colorado, and somehow, some way, you pull a horseshoe out of your ass with Chris Getz, and you get Munetaka Murakami. And everybody said he's got a lot of swing and miss. The contact rate
Yeah.
isn't great, and it wasn't great in the Japan League. So everybody figured coming to the American League, it's going to be even worse, right? And he's been great. It average is still a tick low, but for him, for what it was, he's picked it up. He's getting a lot more hits. He's got 20 homers, I
Yep.
believe. Um,
Yeah. 20
I
by
mean,
May
20 by May, right? I mean, we've still got a few months
or
left.
by June.
He's got
Yeah.
he's got a legit chance to hit 50 plus this year. Fuck 40, no
Eh,
thanks. He plays in a very good ballpark to hit in,
I'll have to
and
pump your brakes.
he's got
He's hurt.
legit pop though. I mean,
He
man,
does.
maybe he's injured, but you know what? He's got that legit pop. If he gets hot in a week or two, he can hit you 5 or 10 in a week. He's got that type of power.
Absolutely, and I will agree. I mean, what sucks though is he's probably going to be out the full 6 weeks just because it's a grade two hamstring injury. So he's going to be out. He's going to miss some time. I know a lot of people were worried and saying, "Oh, like, well, the Sox are done. They're just Murakami, and that's it." It's like, no, not really, because a lot of his homers have been just like, 1 or 2 run homers. It's not like he's strictly carrying. I mean, he's putting them in games. That is 100% true. And I think he's also, when he's in the lineup, he's giving guys like Colson Montgomery, the opportunity to swing away. Vargas has benefited from him being in there. Benintendi has slowly had an okay season for when he's been out there too. Um,
Okay,
it's okay. I mean, like he's had a couple clutch home runs. Kind of just had a couple clutch hits this last couple weeks too, and I think it's just you're seeing the change overall with the Sox and the culture. Venable has been everything as advertised. Like you didn't really know a whole lot about
been
him, but
great.
I think he
Yeah,
was on with Joe Madden. He started there. spent some time in Houston. So like
You're
you're getting,
welcome.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You're
What's he?
welcome.
What's Joe Madden doing now? Nothing.
He's doing his weekly check-ins with Brian Kenny on MLB Now.
Oh,
Cup of
okay.
Joe. Cup of Joe.
No, I
Hey,
wasn't
don't
sure if he
give
was
me
just.
any of that snide, sarcastic bullshit. All right, I've had a shout out to a tequila. I've had a little Angels envy in me. I got a little caps off going right now. Do yourself a favor. Let's just relax here, okay? Give give Will a little props here. Give the Cubs fans a little, hey, Will Venable, bench coach, whatever he was. You guys, hey, you've got a nice little thing going. You mentioned Montgomery. Everybody knows Montgomery, right? When he came up, he hit all these homers. First, you had to send him down. Then he came back up. He looks like a nice player, right? Get the average up a little bit more. And you're talking about a guy who's a legit top 3, 4, 5 guy in his position, let alone if he gets even better, maybe an MVP candidate. Murakami
Absolutely.
is a home run machine. Miguel Vargas has probably been the one guy where it's like, okay, like if you've got three legit bats in your lineup. You haven't had three legit bats in your lineup in the past few years because of injuries and down seasons from a lot of guys that we all thought were going to be a lot better than they were. So, the offense is like, it's like, okay, like we all thought, I mean, we've been talking about this for the last couple of years. All these good pitching prospects you guys have. You brought up Noah Schultz. I think he's been solid so far. We're waiting on Hagen Smith. We're waiting for Drew Thorpe to come back. You guys have a fairly formidable rotation, and we can't forget Davis Martin, who, I mean, come on, he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League, let alone the entire league this year.
I know it. He's been such a surprise, and you know what? When he was our six, and this is kind of funny to say, just because like in 2021, when the Sox were actually pretty good, winning the division at that point, Davis Martin was up there with that team. As he was our six, and he was filtering in and out of the lineup or the rotation for us. He was really good. He got hurt. So we didn't really see a lot of him. And
Right.
then last year, he had to bounce back, obviously, after I think he got Tommy John. He's been incredible this year. Uh,
Incredible.
you can't honestly, you can make the argument, and I'm going to be a little bit biased on that. You can make the well, he's definitely an all-star. We'll say that. Davis Martin is going to be an all-star. You
Oh
can make
yeah.
the argument that he could be up there to even start the for the American League just because of how unique the pitching in the American League has been. I mean, I think that might be a little bit over exaggerating, but if he continues this run, I know he got knocked around yesterday, but
You know, Forget the All Star game. As far as the American League goes for the Cy Young candidates early on in the year, he's in my top 4 or 5 right now. I mean, he.
yeah.
I mean, I know you guys. Your teams. You're above 500. If you guys are in the playoff hunt, there's a couple guys that are probably ahead of him, but not many. He's on the short list.
Exactly. And you look at like just across the board, like even in wins, he's leading or he's tied in
He's got
baseball.
8 wins.
He he's tied with Gavin Williams from Cleveland who and Chris Sale. The other one is Aaron Ashby from Milwaukee. He's a
Yeah.
reliever or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't that's we're excluding him from Taco Night right now. But Gavin Williams, Davis Martin, Chris Sale, and then he's been like I said, he's up there with the best in baseball, and that's his ERA is good too. Like he's doing everything that you could ask for him. So 261. So hats off to Brian Bannister unlocking him. He's been kind of like the pitching director. So I know he's not the coach, but whatever program they're working on seems to be working. The strings are being pulled, and that's another thing. You could make the argument that we have potentially 5 All-Stars. Murakami's probably going to miss the All-Star game. That's 2 months away. uh, you know, I don't know. The hamstring injury is bad enough where if he's out 4 to 6 weeks, best case scenario, he comes. They shouldn't rush him back though. Let's not jeopardize it in a season that the team's playing well. I mean, yes, we'd like to see him out there, but I'd rather not have him slump and then we're like, oh, this guy like fucking sucks in a week. You know what I mean? Like, just be like, let him get healthy. If the team is still above water, we're in that playoff spot. Let him be healthy, have a healthy August, and get back out there for hopefully October. I know I'm being optimistic because June is a very tough month, and we'll talk about that in a couple minutes too.
I was just gonna say too. You mentioned it. The American League is kind of wide open this year, right? There,
It
there's
is.
there's a lot of spots available. I mean, you look at the AL East; it's supposed to be this juggernaut. Tampa Bay and the Yankees both have 36 wins. There
Yep.
isn't another team in that division right now with 30 wins. Cleveland just keeps defying the odds, right? They're at 35. You guys have
Yep.
33 wins, which has Seattle is in first in the West with 33 wins. So It's been quite the first half for you guys.
Yep.
I hate to say that. I'd like to
I
have
know.
someone bash me in the head with a hammer right now just for saying
I
that.
mean, I
But
could.
yeah, you could. I mean, you're a little far away, but you could drive over. You could take the
Yeah.
train. Well, you
Yeah.
could take the train, but you might have mechanical issues again. I don't know.
I know, man. The Metro Northwest, I tell you, it's like you end up with a mechanical. And I stopped by Palatine too, so well, I don't even think you're in Palatine anymore, but still, I was like always laugh because that's like the last stop on the Express and the first one
Mhm.
off too. So, but I mean, I would hate to get on at that point at that route, but that's a whole nother conversation. Back to the White Sox in the American League right now. Um, you know, five potential All Stars. You got Vargas, who's been playing a hell of a first or third base. Honestly, his metrics up there too have been one of the like for WAR. He's in the top five, and I think overall too, he's like one of the top 10 players in baseball right now. I'd argue. Um, you got him, Colson Montgomery, the best shortstop in Chicago right now. 15 homers, like I
That's
said.
because
His
Dansby
defensive
can't
metric.
hit. My goodness. I mean, he's a for sure Gold Glover every single year. I don't think he got one last year, but that's a crock of shit. Pardon my French here. The guy, Dansby Swanson, can't
He's been
hit
one of
right
the
now,
worst players. Yeah.
but he is one of the best defenders in baseball. He every time the ball is hit to him, my thought is it's an out. He's that good. Every now and then a ball gets by him, and when that happens, he's so good defensively. When you see a ball get by him, you're like, oh wow, I didn't expect that, right? Because he's that good. Um, look, Dansby when he came out of Vanderbilt a few years back, went to Atlanta.
It's been
Um,
like 10 years. It's crazy.
I I wasn't that high on him for a few reasons. First and foremost, and this has to be the biggest reason, who the hell's name is Dansby, right? Go with Dan, go with Danny, go with Daniel. Who the hell came up with Dansby, right? I've never heard of that name. I still don't think it's a name. Call him Dan, call him Dan's. What are we doing here? Second of all, you and I could you and I could hit better than he's hitting right now. He might still be under the Mendoza line. I
I
know
think
it's
he's
getting
betting like
harder and harder.
190. Yeah.
I know it's getting harder and harder to hit when you have guys like the Miz throwing 103 consistently and that ball holds its plane. And I mean, you could hold the bat out there and you still wouldn't hit against that guy. But we've got to do something to get some sort of offensive production from Dansby. But defensively, I think from a shortstop point of view, you could give me the analytical metrics all you want. I'd say he's about as good as it gets defensively. We just got to get the bat going.
Yeah, I mean, we'll touch on the Cubs a little bit more, but when you compare the two, I mean, Colson Montgomery is literally just shoving it right in Dansby. And
He's hitting
Dansby
a
is a
few
good
homers.
defenseman.
He's hitting a
He,
few homers. My goodness, what's Colson's average? 230.
244, which is ahead of what it was.
I mean, 244 still isn't great in today's world. It's okay. Compared to Dansby Swanson, it's a hell of a lot better. Uh, but Dansby's got a few homers this year too. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
what
trying
does
to
he
give
have,
Dansby a
six?
little. He's got to have more than six.
I mean, I'll look it up in a second, but I
I
mean,
want to say he's got closer to 10.
he hasn't been that good. I mean, in retrospect, he's been bad. And we're gonna
I
talk
know
about the
we
Cubs. Hold on.
overpaid for him.
I
Yeah.
have a hole in my
Oh, hit me.
mental here.
Hit me. Yep.
Oh, no, we're gonna wait. I still got to talk about the White Sox a little bit more and gas
Oh,
them up.
yippee. Let me drink
Um,
some more Cab Sauv.
yeah, please do whatever you need to do to cope with the fact that the White Sox are actually good this year.
You guys will fall out by the end of the year. Don't worry.
I mean, I mean, that's entirely possible.
It's probable.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, his WAR is 1.9, which is the second best for shortstops in the American League, only behind Bobby Witt Jr. Respectable. But when I saw a clip of it the other day, or just like a little blurb, he was in the top 10 for shortstops in both leagues, and I think he was like number two for both combined. It's wild that like the disrespect and people keep gassing up Dansby Swanson. I had to listen to Cap talk about how during
Who's
the
gassing up Dansby Swanson?
your boy Cap, and then all these like
Let me
goon
just
like these
stop you
goons
right there, Jeff.
these goons on Cubs Twitter love to say that because they can't. So those are the bandwagon fans that I laugh at and I make fun of because they go to 2 Cubs games a year. They go get their shit off the clearance rack at fucking Dick's Sporting Goods or Jewel Osco, and then they take the fucking train from Naperville. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't go to Irving Park, but they go to Ogilvy or Union. And they hop off their little merry train and they go over, hop in their Uber over to Wrigleyville and stuff. And then they're the ones saying, "Oh, Dansby Swanson's better than Colson Montgomery." He can't hit. He can't do anything very good. Colson Montgomery is pretty good defensively, and he's actually top 3 in metrics across the board, I think, too.
If I could give you one piece of advice in life, it would be maybe just to get off social media and stop paying attention to what the
What
other
else am I
team in
supposed to?
Chicago is doing. I
What am
mean,
I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do on the train ride home?
yeah, my goodness, I read a book.
I have
My
read a
goodness,
book.
become a scholar. Read a book for crying out loud. I mean, you don't have to read what the other team in Chicago is reporting. I certainly don't look at what Sox fans are saying.
Well,
Nor do I care.
maybe you
But
should. Yeah, maybe you should.
Mark
But
my
either
words.
way,
What's real
18
quick?
and 10, 18 and
What's
10 in
today?
May.
What's today? June 2nd or June 3rd?
It's June 3rd.
Okay. Here's the hot take. You guys won't make the playoffs this year. June 3rd. I'm going to write this down. June 3rd. My hot take. All right, go ahead.
Sox 18 and 10 in May to close out the May. Rough start, obviously, against the Twinkies here. Lost two of 3, but finished it up today. Avoided the sweep. Won 8-0. Everything was clicking again. This is without Murakami too, so keep it up. They do have a tough stretch ahead of them, though. This is not going to be a faint of heart June. We have some of the top teams in the league playing against us upcoming, and this is going to be a good test because if they actually can stay afloat against these teams, you never know. I think they make the playoffs. So obviously, up until June 18th, here's who we got. We got the Phillies, we got the Braves, we got LA, we got New York. So it's a very tough stretch. So this is kind of make or break.
Yankees or Mets?
Yankees.
Who was the first one?
We got
Phillies?
Philly on Friday.
Phillies playing a lot better. Dodgers, what you're going to get with them. Atlanta's probably the best team in the league right now. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be tough. It's a tough stretch.
Tough stretch.
You're gonna see a little bit of a, maybe not. We might not see it. It's gonna be fun in a couple, like next week, seeing where we're at. If they win, let's say 4 games out of this, I'd be happy. When you're playing the Dodgers, you're playing Atlanta. It's gonna be a rough stretch. No
Yeah.
doubt in my mind here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, this is why you play 162 though. You get your seatbelt on, you buckle down, and you just enjoy the ride because you played in May. You took out some good, or not good AL Central, but you knocked out teams in the division. I think they're like 11-3 against the division, probably 12-5 now, but still, that's a lot better than it's been over the last couple of years. But yeah, we'll check back in with the White Sox as soon as this week's up. Hopefully, we can stay afloat. And, a couple guys have been pitching really well, too, for the Sox. The last one I'm going to mention, obviously, Grant Taylor hit 100 strikeouts already. I don't know if it was career or if it's just in general, but I saw that clip today that he got 100 strikeouts. He's been nails for us, one of the best high-leverage guys, not only in the American League, and he could be an all-star as well, but just in general for the Sox, he's been nails. That's good to see. And then obviously Anthony Kay, really rough April. Really, really rough April. Came over from, I think, the Korean baseball league. Another guy that the Sox just went out and signed. Took a risk on him. He has been amazing over this last 5 or 6 games. He pitched really well against the Cubs the other couple weeks ago as well. I think he's won his last 5 or so starts too, which is amazing. Giving up just 1 or 2 runs in each of those outings, and then it started off against Seattle, but he's going 5 or 6 innings. Everything you can want out of a guy that you got off the street essentially. So good, good, bad, ugly. That's good. So we'll see what he ends up doing down the stretch and what the Sox do. I mean, if they stay within 2 or 3 games of Cleveland, and then they stay in this wild card, we'll see what happens. I know Noah Schultz is on the IL. He couldn't throw strikes. That's been kind of sad to see. He hasn't really been doing that well, so it's good that he can get some time, figure it out. Jordan Hicks also on the IL. Hopefully we never see him again because he's just been horrific too.
he's a conundrum to me because he's got no control, but
Yep.
he throws just as hard as anybody else in the league,
Yeah.
and he has to be one of the most uncomfortable at bats in the majors because he could throw 108 right down the middle, and you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't. The bat would still be on your shoulder, but he
Yeah.
also could throw 108 at your head, and you've got this much time to get out of the way of it. So
No.
he was a guy that I thought like, you know, low risk, high reward type of guy. I
Exactly.
don't think you're paying him a lot. He's in your bullpen again. He was a bullpen, then a starter with San Fran. Now he's back in the pen. There's so many guys that I could say have legit stuff, right?
Yeah.
The baseball that we've grown up watching, especially the last 10, 15 years, guys are coming up throwing harder and they're throwing nastier stuff than we've ever seen before. Mason Miller, I'm a guy who, I mean, we both kind of played baseball our whole lives.
Yep.
That's not a guy I would ever want to get in the box against because, I mean, and Miller's got, I mean, he's got control too. But with the way he throws, man, I mean, you're throwing 103. That ball is a freaking blur when it leaves his hand. So, uh,
Absolutely
but
is.
but Hicks is one of those guys. If somebody can unlock something, maybe it's in his wind up or whatever. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. I'm not a pitching coach. Obviously, I'm on the couch here. But if someone could unlock something from him, he could be one of the best pitchers in the game. He's that
Yeah, it's
good.
unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to happen, and he's probably done.
Agreed.
You know, depending on what ends up happening. But you know what? In return, though, we gave up to get him and the guy I'm going to talk about that got called up last week and had an absolute gem last week and got kind of banged around this week. But David Sandelin, he was part of that Gage Zell deal where Jordan Hicks was essentially the cap casualty from the Boston Red Sox. They wanted him out so bad that they gave up one of their better prospects. And I remember mentioning it to you too when it happened about how excited I am for him just because I looked at his metrics and I was like, holy shit, this guy's actually been pretty good this year. His first start, he retired eight. He gave up a leadoff home run to start off his career, his MLB career. Retired 18 straight batters after that. I mean, you can't ask for a better start, essentially, as you have a perfect game. But as a rookie pitcher, came out of nowhere, pitching for the White Sox. It's good shot. I mean, his ERA, he got kind of blown up yesterday, I think it was, or the day before against the Twins. But you know what? That's okay. It's going to happen. It's baseball,
Yeah.
162. But that's all I got on the White Sox right now. Oh, like, except for the one thing that we needed to bring up, obviously, is the Crosstown
Oh,
Classic.
shit.
Took 2 of 3 from you guys.
You got
Probably should
lucky.
have taken. We should have probably taken the Friday game too. It was the
You
bullpen
got lucky.
down. But obviously, the biggest one was Edgar Kiro, who has had a bad year altogether. Had his little breakout game, had a pretty big hit against the Cubs, and then hits the walk-off in extras. You know what? It's good to have both teams be pretty competitive, but that Sunday game was just probably, and you have a good memory when it comes to the Cubs Sox series and stuff, just like I do. I can't think of another moment other maybe than Carlos Lee's like grand slam uh, that even touches that game. That game was just incredible, both sides. You know, Sox went or Cubs were ahead. Sox came back. Sox go up by 1 or 2, end up blowing it, and the last couple innings, I think Dominguez gave up. I think it was like a 2-run homer or whatever to Conforto. Comes down, and then Edgar Kiro walks it off to end the series, which was just incredible.
Yeah, that was a tough series. I think
That broke you guys.
I had to open up some of the big bottles of wine and tequila to help get over that series. We still got a couple at Wrigley, so when you guys come here, well, the bats will get going again. I think it's not till the end of the year. I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that, but I don't think we see you guys for a while. But um, jumping into the Cubs, odd season so far. The first 60 something games, two 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak. I don't know if that's ever been done in the first 60 something games of a season. You'd have to fact check me on that, but tough to do all three of those in the first third, if you will, of the season.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like with the Cubs, and there's also some cold streaks that unfortunately we're dealing with. The bats haven't fully gotten going yet. Bregman, if you look at his numbers last year before he had that injury with Boston, I mean, he was on a freaking tear last year. And Bregman is known to be a cold starter. So when he got out, I mean, it's like I got to keep telling mom, I'm like, he's going to get going. He's got a great track record. By the end of the year, he's going to have 20 to 25 bombs. He's going to hit you 80 or 9 RBIs or whatever. The average is going to be good. He plays a really solid defense at third base. Bregman he's just an all around very good player. He's a really good leader in the clubhouse. He's just 24/7 thinking baseball. You got to have guys like that. He's I don't want to say a gym rat, but he's a baseball rat, right? Like he's one of those guys. He loves the sport. He's just wired that way. Um, I think the problem for the Cubs is we don't have that one aircraft carrier that's in the lineup, similar to a Murakami, where you can pencil him in every day, and he's going to hit you 30 or 40 homers. Eat like that. And I think we're putting too much pressure on PCA, or he's putting too much pressure on himself to be this guy that everybody thought, like, well, maybe he could be that type of guy. Last year, the first half of the season, he took the league by storm, right? And it's like, if he's going to be that type of player, he's going to be in that MVP type of, discussion for a while. Even though he's in the National League and we've got a guy named Shohei Ohtani who's probably going to win the MVP the next 5 fucking years.
Yeah.
PCA showed a flash of how good he can be at his very best. And I think, unfortunately, especially when you're in a big market, people look and say, okay, like this is what we're expecting. I don't think you can expect those type of numbers. And the thing for me, he's got a ton of pop in his bat. He's not a big guy. He's not 6'5". He's not Spencer Jones. He's not Aaron Judge. He's not
Yeah.
Stanton. He's not this guy that when you look at him and you say, this guy can hit the ball 500 feet. What are you laughing at me for? What?
I'm more laughing that you compared 3 Yankee players, and like that was all I was laughing about was the fact that you named 3
Those are
guys,
some of the biggest
and
guys I know in the league. And there's
and
some
that's
other
what
big
made me
guys,
laugh because
but
it was totally true. There's no hate on it. No, not yet. I'm saving my PCA hate for a little bit, but I'm letting you go.
yes, I'm sure you hate the guy. And I've got one thing to say before I continue. I mentioned this to you a couple weeks ago with the Crosstown Classic. I think you know where I'm going with this. The lady, that White Sox fan who was bitching at PCA and saying whatever, I think we all kind of saw the clip.
All she said was you suck.
She
Yeah.
she got everything she should have gotten back from PCA and then
Wow.
fuck her. And you know what?
She broke him. She broke
She
him.
didn't break anybody. All
She
right,
broke him.
PCA's
He's been
fine.
horrible.
He's in a mental skid. He's gonna figure it out.
She broke him.
You got to think about it from this point of view. All right, I'm not somebody who likes to get out and rag on people. The person that I'm looking at through this phone is okay. You like to give it to people. I like to just watch the game and I'll talk my shit in my own private manner or do whatever. I get it. If you're a professional athlete in any sport, you have to deal with a tremendous amount of criticism and pressure and things that you and I could not deal with. All right. You can you can play your violin all you want. All right. You're not in the what's that symphony that comes to Chicago every year or whatever.
I'm not
You're
not sure.
you're not playing for him. So I don't care about your little thinker
You
violin.
want me to play the bigger one for you?
Hey, looks like you're stroking yourself off there, buddy.
Thank you for that. It's a little too
All I'm going to say here is she wasn't the most outrageous fan we've seen.
No.
But
Thank you for saying that.
at some point or another, there has to be some level of human decency or respect when you go to these games. Okay?
Oh
Fuck
my
that.
God.
All right.
I'm gonna
If
stop
you're going to be
you
sitting
right
right there, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm a Sox hater. I wouldn't have said that. I would have had the restraint
I've
within
heard
myself.
you say worse.
Yeah, that's after 20 something beers. All right. I was making a beer snake myself during that game. All right. I've got the brains up here to be like, I don't do that type of shit. All right. These other people fucking do. And it gets to me when you see these people ragging on these athletes, right? I mean,
Oh, poor
you,
PCA.
you,
He can't
you've got
handle
this. it's
he
not
can't
just
handle
PCA.
someone saying that he
It's not
sucks.
just PCA. It's every athlete across every sport. You could say this about the NFL, the NBA, NHL. You could say it with soccer. You could say it with all the sports, right? Fans are going to fan. They're going to be happy when you do well, and they're going to be upset when you don't do well. But when you're playing a game against each other, can we find a way, America, as fans, to do a better job when we go to the games? You guys have an interesting seating arrangement down there where normally you think that's where the bullpen is. Whoa, now I'm seeing two Jeffs. That's too much Jeff for me. I need one. Um, we you know what? Just I'm gonna close it with this. She's a witch, and you know what? If you want to act like that, in my opinion, watch the game from your own home on your own TV. And if you don't have the access to your own home or TV, no offense, go fuck yourself. All right? We
It,
don't need this shit. All right? I'm sorry. We don't need it.
poor PCA can't handle someone telling him that he sucks because he was the golden
He
boy.
can handle it. Hey, you know what? When he gets as hot as Jay, when he gets hot, I'm gonna give it to you right back. All right, he's gonna get hot. He's gonna by the end of the year, his numbers are gonna be good. He made a couple blunders in the outfield. He's still like the best overall defensive player at any position in the league. So you can roll your eyes at that again if you want. Colson Montgomery, oh, I'm good defensively at
He's better than
shortstop.
Dansby.
Yeah, okay.
Dansby.
Defensively, no, he's not.
Yep.
Um,
So far, he is metrically has been better.
I don't care about the
That being
analytics
said,
metrics
we're
on
gonna
that,
go
my
back
friend.
to it. Yeah, all the fans said was that he sucks because he also can't catch a fly ball, can't judge it. You know, he's had a horrible couple weeks, and I've actually enjoyed watching it just strictly on the fact that he's.
I'm sure you have.
Called
I'm sure you have.
the so-called MVP candidate, which for half a season he was, but what has he done since then? He's been one of the worst players in baseball since then. Always had one.
I wouldn't say he's been one of the worst players in baseball. He's not hitting under the Mendoza line like Dansby. I think you're being a bit of a harsh critic there. I didn't know much about PCA when we got him in that trade. And I didn't expect him to be the player he was in the first half last year, right? So I think everybody needs to lower their expectations a little bit. When you're on that type of run for half a season, however long it is, people need to pump the brakes. You said it 10 minutes ago. It's 162. It's not half a season. It's not quarter of a season. It's not a month, right? You've got to do this. This is why Aaron Judge has won how many MVPs? Because he does it every single year, every month, right? For the most part. I mean, every now and then he has a bad month, but then the next month he hits 20 homers, and you say, okay, well, he's got 50 to 60 this year. And I'm going over another Yankee there for you. Maybe this is the Yankee podcast. But
apparently,
PCA is going to get going. Cubs bats need to get going a little bit more. I think people are worrying about the pitching a little bit much, and yes, rightfully so. Justin Steele had a setback. As much as we hate each other's teams, nobody wants to see anybody injured. Am I at least right on that? So at least we can agree on that.
No, we like healthy players. That I do not.
Steele,
I don't wish injuries on people.
You can't, and if you do,
then I'm an awful person. But I don't.
Yeah.
So
yes, but Steele, when he comes back, we're going to put a lot of pressure on him because the last couple of years when he was healthy, he was really, really good. So unfortunately, when he comes back, he needs to be the guy that we've seen the last few years, and that's a little unfair because he hasn't had a spring training, and he's going to end up missing close to the first half of the season, if not more than that. But Steele has not pitched this year. Boyd, when he's been healthy, has not been the Boyd from last year. And I understand his track record doesn't say that he was that type of guy, but I also believe Boyd is a good pitcher, and I think he's going to get going again. And Edward Cabrera had the blister issue a week or so ago. I think he's still on the IL. Yeah. So everybody's complaining about the pitching. I get it. And even a Cubs fan, you look at the bullpen, and it's like, who are some of these names? Craig Counsell is one of the better managers at managing a bullpen. He knows what he's doing down there. A lot of those guys have had pretty good years. And every now and then you have a bad moment or two, and as a reliever, you pitch an inning at a time, so your ERA goes like this when you give up 3 or 4 runs in one game. But we've got a lot of guys down there. I've learned some of their names. Yeah. The bullpen, I don't think, is the issue for the most part. The starting pitching, we've got some injuries. For me, it's been more about the offense. I understand, if the Cubs are, if we can win a few more games come the trade deadline, we're going to want to go for a starting pitcher. I get that. Totally. The offense needs to get going a little bit more. Michael Busch had that great year last year. Another thing similar to PCA with the expectations, right?
Yeah.
Michael Busch hits all these homers, and he finally gets a chance to play, and you're like, okay, this guy's pretty good. He is good. But I think you need to pump the brakes a little bit and realize that he's not a guy. We don't know if he's that type of guy that's going to hit you 30-plus homers every year. We don't know that yet. He's had 1 year. There's not a long track record there. But Bushy needs to get going a little bit more. When one of your best hitters all year is Michael Conforto, who has, no offense, Mike, I love you right now, but you've failed with the Mets. You didn't do much with the Dodgers. I don't know the other teams he's been on, but he's been around the league a few times, right? He came up with the Mets, and everybody said he's got the best swing you've ever seen. It's so beautiful. He didn't do shit with the Mets. Didn't do anything with the Dodgers.
With the Mets, he was pretty good. He didn't hit for over 3. I mean, there was a couple years. I mean, for his first 3 years, he batted almost 280. He batted 220 1 year, but he batted 270 his rookie year, 279, 322.
How long ago was the rookie year?
2015.
Okay,
He's
so
been in the league a
10
long
years
time.
ago.
But like
Right.
when he was coming up, though, he hit a ton of home runs for the Mets. So, he just was never. He ended up being a 3.5 WAR player. But still, I mean, it's tough. It's tough in the league, obviously. But he had his time, and he ended up falling off, rightfully so. If you're relying on Michael Conforto to be your guy, you're not going to win a lot of ball games. And like you said, Michael Busch is a good one to bring up, but also Nico Horner has just dropped off completely. I feel like he was batting like 326 last time we did the podcast, and he's dropped back down to like 254, which is just insane to me. And you weren't going to get many home runs out of him. I think he overperformed in April. He does have 12 stolen bases. You were always going to get that out of him, but I think that's just a problem. But I mean, it's still early, like we said, but you're 6.5 out. I don't know if you guys are playing in the Athletics yet, or if they're playing yet, but it's tough. If you don't start putting some wins together, the Brewers are not going to give up. You know that. So you're falling right out of it, and you're going to be, picking in the top 10.
We're not falling out of it. We're okay. Just pump the brakes there, Sox fan. The problem for us is the National League's a lot more competitive this year than the American.
I agree.
You guys,
I agree.
You guys,
I agree. The American League has been pretty putrid, honestly. Let's be honest on it. Outside of like Seattle coming up, the Yankees have been up and down. And that I will not fight you on 100%. The National League has been 100%.
Tampa Bay just lost 3 games in a row. So I mean, and they're supposed to be the pride of the American League right now.
I mean, the Tigers have been one of the worst teams in baseball. They won 4 games in all of May. I mean, they were horrible. Let's get back on the Cubs though, real quick before we touch around the league. But yeah, I mean, also I got a question for you too: is why do Cubs fans hate Ian Happ so much? Is it because his average? Because like he
hits 220. You look up at the end of he's a Gold Glover in left field, for fuck's sake. I could win a Gold Glove in left field. It's not that hard. You look at the left fielders. Look at the left fielders the last couple of years, and you'll understand why Ian Happ's one of the better left fielders in the game. I like Ian. I really do. He's our longest tenured Cub.
Yeah.
He got off to a good start. He takes his walks. He also strikes out a decent amount.
Yeah.
He plays a good defense. He's got decent speed, but the dude just does not hit for average. And in a day and age when you don't hit for average, it doesn't help that you're part of the problem. That average needs to get higher.
Nobody's hitting. I mean, as a team, you guys are batting 238.
Unfortunately, the team has not hit that well this year. And again, we don't have that one big guy in the lineup that a pitcher is going to say, I got to pitch around this guy. Bregman is a great player all around. He's also a very good hitter. But he's not that aircraft carrier that's going to hit you, that could hit you 30 to 40 home runs or more in a season.
Anymore.
We don't really. Seiya Suzuki's probably one of our closest things we have to that. When he's healthy, I mean, he's close to 30 homers or more the last couple of years. He's got a great stick. Every now and then he can get a little cold, and he does strike out a decent amount. But Seiya's. I like Seiya a lot. They wanted to get him out of right field. Okay, he can DH. He's still a very good hitter. Bushy needs to get going. Bregman needs to get going a little bit. Our catcher tandem that we've had has been one of the better ones, I think, in baseball. Carson Keller's been pretty good. Ballesteros, I think, cooled off a little bit, but I still like Ballesteros a lot. All he did in the minor leagues was hit. You have to assume with that type of track record, he's going to find a way to hit at the big league level. And he's done well this year. Nico Hoerner has gotten a little cold, like you mentioned, as of recent, but he's not a guy that's going to hit you a lot of homers. All we need from him, honestly, he's similar to Dansby. I turn the game on, and you expect every ball hit to second base to be made. He has made some wicked plays this year.
He did in the
You
crosstown,
can say what you.
He had a
Yeah,
couple
I mean,
in the crosstown that were like game-saving plays.
they're unbelievable plays. I mean, he lays out and like you could see the ball go in the glove and the webbing, like he's barely getting there. But he makes these plays, and he makes people like I don't get up and go, oh shit. For most plays, we've seen baseball our whole lives. We're used to the sport. When he makes a play, I mean, I get out of my seat sometimes. He's that good at second base. Unfortunately, it's the offense to me can be a little hot and cold because unfortunately we don't have that big name in the lineup. But when the offense is rolling,
you gave him 114. What was 114 million for PCA?
You know what? You don't. Unfortunately, you pay guys for what they do well, right?
Yeah,
and we just extended we extended Nico. We know Nico's not a big power guy. If he hits you 8 or 10 homers a year, that's going to be a career high for him. But he's going to steal you 20 to 30 bags, and if he wants to steal more, he could. He's a Gold Glove second baseman who is about as good as it gets defensively at second base.
Yeah. And
the one thing the Cubs have going for them still is their defense.
Yeah.
And I think once we get some of our pitching back healthy and the rotation kind of falls back into form, and once some of these guys get going at the plate, hopefully, the defense has been there all year for the most part. So this team, you got three aspects, right? Pitching, hitting, defense. Defense is there. Pitching, we got to shore up a little bit for sure. We got to get guys healthy. Offensively, we got to find a way to get the sticks moving a little bit. I think once the pitching and the hitting come back a little bit, you're going to see us fighting with Milwaukee for first place in our division. Cubs are going to be in the playoffs. You can call that here. If you don't want to believe it, that's okay. You can roll your eyes again. You can play your violin. I could care less. I already said you guys are not going to make the playoffs. Cubs will be in the playoffs. It just depends on if we're going to win our division or if we're going to have to settle for a wild card. But they'll be there.
I love your optimism, but I mean,
you're saying no.
I'm saying they're missing it. I mean, they have a good chance. They're right in the thick of it for obviously the wild card. So I mean, there's three teams that make it for the wild card. Somehow the Diamondbacks have kind of righted the ship. That was just kind of a surprise for me.
I'm not worried about Arizona. They've won a few games. They're getting hot.
Very good.
Careless.
Cardinals, I don't know if that's sustainable. I mean, Philly
Yeah.
is right there. I mean, the National League wild card race it's tight right now. It's still too early. It's freaking June.
Too early.
3rd.
Too early.
So, but I'm gonna say that they could make it as a wild card. I don't think they're catching Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's just.
You're just a hater, man. You're like Papa Hawk. You've been drinking that haterade for years, and I don't know what soured you so much. Maybe it was the family. You got to pick one, and you dislike the other. I couldn't tell you, but you're picking a team with a mascot as a sock over a bear.
It's not a sock.
Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, but it's not our mascot. Southpaw is our mascot.
I could care less about Southpaw. Your team name is
literally he was like voted like the best mascot in sports, other than the Philly Fanatics. So
that doesn't even make any sense. How is your mascot Southpaw, but you're a White Sox?
Why doesn't your mascot wear pants?
He's a bear. He's a Cub. It makes sense. Clark the Cub.
I mean, put some pants.
Let me ask you this: when's the last time you saw a bear wearing pants?
I think Staley, the Chicago Bears one, wears pants. Pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to this.
You know what? Nobody cares about the Bears because the Bears. I mean, we had one good year in the last how many years? So
Well, we're gonna have to bring that up too because I think we had a good stopping point, but with the Sox and Cubs right now, but Chicago Bears, we have to talk about Caleb Williams being on the Madden cover for 27.
Is he really? I have not seen that.
Yes.
I've been so out of the loop on social media. Um, you know what? I like it. I like it. But there's also that Madden curse, right? When you're on
Yeah,
the
I mean
cover.
Josh
So
Allen was
now I'm
on
a
it.
little worried.
Yeah, I mean Josh Allen was on it and he had a good year. I mean I don't think he got like majorly hurt. He played through it, but yeah, I mean overall, you know, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, congrats Caleb. That was awesome. Obviously we touched on let's see what else. We got NBA finals going on. I think it tips off tonight. We got San Antonio and the Knicks. I'm going to come back to you. What's up?
Before you jump into that, real quick, I know it's early. I got a couple MVP and Cy Young candidates. I know it's early, but we got a couple guys we got to run into here. So we're going to start with the National League. We're going to start with the Cy Young candidates. You can give me your pick, your early pick if you want. You don't have to. But we've got National League Cy Young. It is quite the race right now. I think I have my pick as of right now, but in a few months could change. Who knows? Christopher Sanchez, first name I'm going to throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
This was as of 2 days ago. I had to redo my notes a little bit. I didn't have time to go through everything. Christopher Sanchez, 6-2, 1.47 ERA, 79 innings, 95 Ks. Uh, he had a 40 something um, scoreless streak that I believe eclipsed Grover Alexander's 41 inning streak back when he was a rookie in 1911. Just a little fun fact for you. Sanchez has
Oh,
been he's
he's
been
been
nails,
incredible.
especially
Yeah.
especially ever since he played who? Oh, that's right, the Cubs. The Cubs beat him up a couple times when we
Oh,
saw them about a month or so ago.
is that
Um,
when they were relevant? Or I mean, they've
Let
been.
me just play. I'm going to play the violin right back at you. Jacob Mizorowski, 6-2 with a 1.65 ERA, 71 innings, 108 strikeouts. This dude, his fastball is
He's
like nothing
incredible.
we've seen. It's unbelievable. It's like Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan type stuff. If he can stay healthy, he's that new age Ferrari, right? I don't know if he's going to go 8 or 9 innings, but he's going to give you 5, 6, maybe 7. And if he goes 7, he could strike out 15 or more. I mean, he's got that type of stuff. That fastball is nothing I'd ever want to see. Chase Burns on Cincinnati, 7-1 with a 1.96 ERA. This guy, I wanted to get in our draft. I don't know if it was our draft or my other baseball draft. I got Kurtz in both leagues, but I wanted to trade up. I wanted to get Burns and Kurtz. I thought if I got those two guys, I would be Mr. Wise. But 7-1, 1.96 ERA, 64 innings, 72 Ks, sub one WHIP. He's been unbelievable. How about the ex White Sox, Chris Sale? We have to mention him. He's getting
Father
towards the end of
Time.
his career.
Father
He's
Time has
making
nothing on Chris Sale.
he's making a great case for the Hall of Fame. Eight and
Oh,
three
he
with a
is.
two ERA, 67 innings, 80 strikeouts, another sub one WHIP, and then of course we have to talk about the only two-way player in the game. Shohei's been unbelievable. He's been, dare I say, unhittable.
Yeah.
Sub one ERA. He's 5-2 with a .82. That's correct. .82 ERA through 55 innings, 61 strikeouts, uh, .82 WHIP. Um, Offensively, he's also at 280 with 10 homers and 31 RBIs. He's heated up recently at the plate the last few weeks. Do you have an early season favorite for the Cy Young in the National League? Is my question.
Well, it's tough to say if somehow Christopher Sanchez can keep up this pace. I think you have to toss him in there. Um, it all depends on the Phillies season too. I mean, I don't expect the Phillies just like the Cubs. I mean, it's hard to say like that they would fall off and be like, terrible all year. Ever since they got what Don Manningly is their new manager,
They've been great. Yeah.
they've been playing really good. So it's absolutely possible. I think you have to give it to Chris Sale. Obviously, if he stays on the mound, the dude's not going to be hit. That's as simple as that. That dude. That's one regret I do have. Obviously, is that Chris Sale. Maybe it's because it just didn't pan out with Kopech and Moncada, but you know, he was one of the guys that will go into he's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's got his Cy Young, he's got his World Series. That's all you need essentially now to get in. And he has the consistency. He's been doing it since 2011 when he started with the White Sox. My thing is, who will he go to the Hall of Fame with? Is who I'm wondering. Will he wear a White Sox? Will he do the Red Sox because he won the World Series, or will he do Atlanta because he won the Cy Young with them? But I mean, we'll see.
I don't think he was with Boston long enough to say that he could be a Red Sox. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, that's a very good question. As far as the American League goes, again, this was a couple days ago. I know Schlittler just got hit up the other day. He gave up a few runs, but as of Monday, 7-2 with a 1.5 ERA, 72 innings pitched, 81 strikeouts, sub one WHIP. I look at the Yankees, just a side note. I just don't see how any team is going to come out of the American League other than the Yankees, right? You've got Schlittler, you've got Fried when he comes back. Garrett Cole just came back, who's pitching tonight. You also have Carlos Rodon, another ex-White Sox, who we all know is great. That Weathers guy has been fantastic. Will Warren has given him good innings. They are so deep from their pitching perspective. And then offensively, they've got a couple guys. I mean, Ben Rice, I'm going to mention him in a minute for AL MVP. But, I mean, he's been fantastic. I got to mention Nick Martinez on Tampa, right? One of the best offseason signings of this season. As of a couple days ago, 5-1, 1.62 ERA, almost 63 innings pitched. Not a big strikeout guy, 41 Ks, but a 111 whip. You have to mention him with how good he's been for one of the best teams in the league. He's been fantastic. Yeah. This one hurts me to mention a little bit. I know he gave up a few runs the other day. Your buddy Davis Martin, 8-1. This was, as of a couple days ago, a 2 ERA. I think it's up to 2.6, which is still fantastic.
Yeah.
This was a couple days ago, 67 2/3 innings pitched, 71 Ks, just under a 1 whip. He's been fantastic for you guys. And Parker Messick on Cleveland, too. I have to mention him. 6-1 with a 2.2 ERA, 69 innings pitched, 74 strikeouts, 107 whip. You know, Cease was kind of in that conversation. He got hurt. His ERA was closer to 3, but I think it was just sub 3. There's a couple other guys you could mention. Again, I'll throw it to you. American League, Cy Young, early vote.
Early out of the names that you mentioned, obviously Schlittler has got to be the one that obviously stands out. If Davis Martin,
he's been unreal.
Here's the way that like Davis Martin would win it, honestly. He keeps his ERA down, but if the Sox make,
you guys got to make the playoffs. Yeah,
that's how it works. Obviously,
could happen.
It could happen. Obviously, I think the wild card is absolutely within our grasp. If they can just, like I said, you weather the storm in June against those teams I mentioned, there's no reason that they can't make the playoffs, honestly. Just with how unique the season's going. I mean, Houston's been really bad this year. Boston's been putrid. Toronto's not playing well. Still early. A lot of things could happen. Obviously, it's not like the NL East where Atlanta's leading by 9.5 games, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting down the stretch, but if you had to make me pick one player out of that, I'd have to pick Schiller just because it's the Yankees. He's going to have the bats in that lineup to kind of protect him a little bit more.
And he's becoming a legit ace in that rotation, and they've got 4 or 5 other guys that you could call an ace. So
too. Yeah, Fried's hurt.
Yeah. All right, really quickly, I'll run through these MVPs in the National League. We've got obviously Ohtani, who just got going. Tough to give him both awards, but it's also not. He's hitting 280 on the year with 10 homers and 31 RBIs. A couple other guys I want to mention because they're having great seasons. I'm going to start at the bottom here. Michael Harris on Atlanta. All right. You might think, okay, interesting. He's hitting 306. He's got 13 bombs. He's got 37 RBIs. Collectively, against a couple other guys I'm going to mention, I believe he fits in this top 5 or so. Jordan Walker on St. Louis is having a great season.
Yeah.
283. He's got 15 bombs, 44 RBIs. Everyone talks about J.J. Weatherholt. I love the guy. I tried to get him in the league last year, couldn't get him. Jordan Walker's a guy that we heard about a year or two ago. He's supposed to be this can't miss guy. He is showing us why he is a can't miss guy. He is having a fantastic first half of the season so far. We all know about this, and this one pains me a little bit because we had to get rid of our league, the other league that we were in. James Wood, average a little low, but I'm going to mention him because 264 average. He's got 16 bombs, 39 RBIs. He's also got 10 stolen bases. James Wood's an all-around stud. I think he's a guy that's going to win an MVP when it's all said and done, at least one. And he's still only 21 or 22. It's unbelievable how good he is at this young age. Matt Olson, average again a little low, 265, but he's got 17 bombs and 46 RBIs. He is back to having that type of year we saw a couple years ago, where he hit 50-something homers with Atlanta. And I mentioned Ohtani.
Yeah,
So
I'm taking Ohtani. It doesn't matter what any of the other guys do. He's gonna win it. He's just you chalk him up
unfortunately,
40-40 each year essentially.
so you think? All right? My last question for baseball before we jump into the finals for a quick second. Do you think it's possible? It's possible, not that. Do you think he wins the MVP and the Cy Young this year?
I think if he pitches enough,
He needs enough. He needs enough innings, right?
yeah, that's going to be the deciding factor in my opinion for him to.
So, what do you think the inning limit is? Do you think it's 130? Do you think it's 150?
Let's see.
Because he's at 50. What did I say? 55.
Yeah, he's gone 7 innings, a couple of them, last couple. I mean, it's hard to say that he won't just because of how good the Dodgers are, how good Otani's been.
The thing is, though, is with the National League Cy Young, that's where he's got to really work. The MVP,
Yeah,
we all know, like people are going to say because he's hitting and pitching, but it comes down to the Cy Young. Christopher Sanchez is having an excellent season. I think I didn't even mention Paul Skeens, who's either 1A or 1B as far as pitchers go in the league. He's having a year where he's giving up a few runs. The Miz is having a crazy year. Burns,
yeah,
Sale, it's gonna come down to if he can win the Cy Young, right?
yep. Yeah, I think he wins MVP, no issues. But if he keeps up this pace, I mean, if if the Milwaukee Brewers somehow end up with the best record in baseball again, like they did, I think last year, I think it's entirely possible that Miz wins, and it's because of
Definitely.
Cy Young. It's because of him. He's unhittable. The dude just had the most, I think, consecutive 100-mile-per-hour pitches, and his arm
It was like
seems to
20.
and it's like just fine, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, it's tough. That the pitching will be tough. Obviously, Otani's only got a 2.5 WAR, for pitching, and obviously he's got plenty of guys ahead of him, but still insane.
Last thing I have, I forgot. AL MVP. I got 3 guys for
Yep.
you. I think we all know Jordan, probably the front runner right now. He's hitting 305 with 21 and 42, over a 1,000 OPS. You have to mention Ben Rice. Right? He's been amazing the whole year. He's
Yep.
also hitting 305 with 17 and 44, over a 1,000 OPS. And I have to mention my guy, Nicky Nukes, as they like to call him, Nick Kurtz, hitting 289 with 11 bombs and 42 RBIs. He got up to a slow start. He had 47 or 48 game on base streak. I mean, the American League, as of right now, I think you got to give it to Jordan.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a fun race if those 3 stay in it.
I think there's quite a few. I think you can make the argument for Jose Ramirez every year, because if Cleveland stays in this race as they always seem to do, it's because
Sure.
of him. I mean, yeah, they have a
Yeah.
lot of guys on that team that just show up, but I mean, he's got 20 stolen bases already. He's only got 8 homers, but like that's not the biggest deal in the world, because here's the thing: is he's gonna get hot at some point, and he's gonna be putting up
Sure.
almost 40. He steals almost 40 bases a year. He's already at 20. Like I said, he could be putting up video game numbers. His average.
Right.
This is what hurts him this year, and this is why you probably didn't even mention him. And that's why I'm going to pick Jose Ramirez just as a dart throw, because I just expect him to step up. Cleveland's winning without him batting over 240, which is wild.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, it's still early. It's early, like you mentioned. The 20 stolen bases for me is he last year. I think it was last year. He was like one homer or one stolen base away from like a 40-40 season, which
Yeah.
you just never see, right? And
Nope.
he's the type of guy that like every year you could pencil him in close to that. And he's another one where he's a smaller guy, but he's got so much pop in the bat. He's a switch hitter. He does everything on the field well above average, right? And there's a reason why people tend to overlook Cleveland because they don't have a ton of star power, but
Yep.
he's so good. Every single year you see him, and he's been the best third baseman in baseball essentially the past decade. He's been
Yeah.
that good. There's other guys who've maybe been better for a year or two, but over the last 10 years, I think he's been the best.
Absolutely. And yeah, they just they put together just a team that like seems to just be really good. I mean,
Cleveland's good.
Travis Bazana or Bazana,
Yep,
whatever his name is, the former
he's
first
been
overall
good.
pick. He's been
Chase DeLauter.
incredible. Yeah, Chase DeLauter came out of nowhere. Stephen Kwan's really fallen off. I don't expect him to last much longer in the league playing the way he is. DeLauter did slow down. I felt like he hit like 11 homers in the first freaking.
He did slow down. Yeah.
Which was that's to be expected. But I mean, you talk as you said too. It's a pitching.
Angel Martinez has been really good for them.
Yeah. And then they're pitching.
And Brian Rocchio.
Yeah, Rocchio. That's what they do, man. Cleveland just gets these no-name players that come out and they'll dink and dunk you all day long.
They've got a decent offense though this year, and you mentioned it. The big rig, Gavin Williams. He's developed into an ace. Parker Messick too. He's looking like another ace too.
Yeah.
You still have BB, however you say it.
He's been terrible though. He's 0-7.
He has, but you would assume he's going to be better by the end of the year.
Maybe it's absolutely possible. But Cade Smith has been nails for them.
Yes,
and,
yes.
20 saves. He's leading that. He doesn't blow a lot of saves, so you hope that's Sox got them I think at the end of June. You better hope that you don't get into a situation where you have to face him. Not that I'm really super afraid of him. It's not like Mariano Rivera is coming out there, but Rivera. I don't want to get corrected on that one. I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be an interesting situation for down the stretch. But I mean the Tigers has been like the biggest one I have to say too. Is that
Skubal? Where's he going? Because he's not staying on Detroit. They're going to have to move him. So where's he going?
I saw San Diego was interested. Apparently, they just have unlimited money there, which I thought was hilarious because Manny Machado has been terrible.
You know what's interesting? I'd have to look at San Diego's prospects, but they just moved their top guy last year for Mason Miller, that Leo DeVries kid. So I don't know who else they have down there. And again, whoever gets Mason Miller, I've heard Milwaukee mentioned. He's not going to Milwaukee. Skubal's not going to Milwaukee because that's not how Milwaukee operates, and they don't have the $40+ million a year to pay Skubal at the end of the season. So he's not going to Milwaukee. Everybody, all you Brewer fans, all you White Sox fans who like Milwaukee now, he's not going there.
Milwaukee. What are you talking about?
He's gonna have
Milwaukee.
He's gonna have to go to a slightly bigger market team, right? So that narrows it down.
I would never have guessed Milwaukee. Because they're not.
I heard that mentioned. Imagine him going to Milwaukee though for this year with the Miz and with the way Kyle Harrison's pitching, and you throw Skubal in there. I mean, you're talking about. Honestly, I think they might win it all if Milwaukee got Skubal this year and he was healthy, pitching the way that we all know Skubal can pitch. Especially if Harrison keeps pitching this way the rest of the year, and Mizorowski we know is just he's unfucking believable right now.
Yeah.
How are you going to score any runs against those three?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they move like Jesus made, I mean, it's basically it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd move that kid, but yeah.
No, and that's the thing too is like typically you're not seeing top overall prospects getting moved like that anymore.
Okay, so where's he going? Because Detroit, if you're Detroit, you cannot let him stay on your team when you're. Detroit is. Let me just really quick. They're 25-38. Just for reference, 25-38. The Angels are worse than them. Colorado and San Francisco are worse than them. And other than that, that is it. So Detroit is one of the worst teams in baseball right now. You can't let a guy like Skubal walk. Unfortunately, We all knew this was the talk of the offseason. You got to move him. So where's he going?
Do you know who I think he
Dodgers?
might? No, I mean that's always a
Yankees?
default. I'm gonna be fun. Seattle Mariners. What if
Jerry
they move?
Dipoto going to pull that off?
Maybe not. Probably not. But
He does make a lot of trades. Does Seattle have a good farm system?
they have Colt Emerson, who got called up. Obviously, he's one of their top shortstops.
Yes.
I could see them moving him because the shortstop's pretty easy to find just to be a defensive.
Could you imagine Skubal at the
And then
top
you
of
throw
that
Cade-
rotation?
And if you threw Cade Anderson from LSU, if you remember him, he had that great run at. He's one of the top.
Oh, the kid they just drafted.
I could see him being one of them too.
He looks good too.
So like obviously he is one of those.
Interesting.
Obviously, you could talk him. Maybe even Texas.
But is Seattle going to pay him though? I don't think Seattle's going to pay him. So if they did that, it'd be a rental.
Yeah, I mean it depends. I could see them making that move though, knowing that they have everything in their willpower to win this year again.
I feel like for Seattle, if they were to do that, they need to have the Cal Raleigh from last year to do that because J-Rod got hot. And if you have a hot Cal Raleigh in that lineup too, they've got other guys that can hit. But if you had those two swinging a good bat with
I think
with
it's
the rotation,
because they've stepped up over the last month I'd say, where I thought they were dead in the water watching Cal go down like kind of the run he had, but they're leading without him. It's only 2 games right now,
right?
But without him, and then Julio's been hot. Randy Arozarena seems to be like playing really well too. Cole Young seems to be a really solid player, and then Josh Naylor. So obviously, you have enough pieces that that would be my dark horse. Like obviously, you want to be generic and just say the Dodgers because the Dodgers are getting everybody. But I could see Seattle honestly just being like, fuck it, let's just throw Colt Emerson. I don't think they move him. But it's either Emerson or Cade Anderson and a bunch of just backup, like not backup, but like top whatever prospects from their farm system.
I don't know how their minor league system is, but what about Philly? Philly's playing hot right now. Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez, Tarek Skubal. Does it get any better than that as a big three?
I mean, that would be incredible. It'd be fun to watch. I don't think they have the prospects to do it because I'm looking through. I mean, they had them. They had the names. If you go back and like you think about like who they had going for like the longest time coming up, I'm pulling it up right now to go. But like Aiden Miller, that's obviously a possibility at shortstop, but I think he's going to be called up soon. I don't think they move any of their young pieces that are already up, but like Gage Wood, maybe that's like, we're talking nickel and diming with that. But I mean, I think the Phillies would have to, they're doing it for a wild card spot at that point. Because unless something weird happens with Atlanta.
Yeah, right. I mean, I expect Philly to potentially make the playoffs this year. They've been playing great under Mattingly.
They will. It's just, they got Nola, they got Luzardo. Andrew Painter's been, you could make the argument that Andrew Painter could probably be a part of it. It took him long enough to get up to the
definitely
big league. Zach Wheeler's still there. This is kind of their do or die. So that's a nice idea. With Philly being and what is it? Is it still who's Dombrowski? Is he still their GM or president?
Yep. And Philly has the money. They're a top 5 or 6 payroll. So I mean, they definitely could sign him if they wanted to. I think it comes down to, like you said, do they have the pieces to give Detroit that they're willing to accept that deal? I don't know if they do. But
I get it. It's you play in 2-year windows, really. I hate that. Like this is like when you play dynasty football and people are worried about 5 years down the road. It's like your team the league might not even be around at that point. But like so many idiots, they go through that, like when they're trading and they're like, oh, I don't want to move this young running back because in 5 years he might be really good. It's like, okay, but Philly would be interesting. I think that would be a short window. I don't think they re-sign him though. That's the thing is like they spend the money, but like Harper, obviously he's signed for like whatever. I don't know if Schwarber re-signed already, right?
Yeah, I think it was a 5-year 150.
Trey Turner's been better as of late, but like he's not playing like he used to. Like I said, he's been better as of late, but he's batting 227. Harper hasn't been like what we've seen in the past. He's been better of late, but I don't know. It would be tough. It would be tough because it's such a short window with that team. Where if you obviously have Sanchez, Nola, Luzardo's been playing really well. You got Wheeler still, and then you got Scooble. That would be sick. I just don't think they do that. I think they would. That would involve them. That would have to move Aiden Miller.
Okay. I checked on it for like a few minutes ago, but is it? We were simmering our dinner on the stove for a few minutes. It might not be. It might have gone past the simmer.
No comment.
Yeah, but Scooble's got to get moved, right? I mean, if you're Detroit, you can't let a guy like that walk out the door and not get something for him. We all know they're not going to pay him. They paid Framber a few bucks for a couple years to kind of be like, all right, well, we're probably not going to keep Scooble, so we're going to keep Framber or whatever. You got to get something for him.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's all we got for baseball. But to close it out, because this was kind of a long one. Obviously, let's close it out. Obviously, Knicks Spurs. Who you got?
Spurs.
I think it's Spurs too. Just because I hate to see the Knicks fans win.
I'm trying to debate how many games because I like
7.
the Knicks. Don't get me wrong. I like the Spurs a lot.
I don't think Wemby's going to have enough in the tank. If it goes more than 5, I don't think he's got enough in the tank.
He don't think
massive. He played massive minutes the last 7 games that he had to take out OKC.
Yeah, but the NBA, you get so many days off nowadays. You got all these days to rest.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not worried about the Spurs. I think the Spurs take it. I wouldn't mind if the Knicks won. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I love Jalen Brunson because he's a local kid from Stevenson High School. I'd love to see him win one. But I like the Spurs. I've liked them ever since they had the big 3 with Popovich. Parker, Ginobili, Duncan. They won 5 rings in 10, 15 years, whatever it was. I think the Spurs are back, and with them knocking out OKC, I'm taking the Spurs. I'm debating if it's 5 or 6 games. I don't see this one going 7.
No, I think it goes 5. I think the Spurs in 5.
Spurs in 5?
Yeah, I think the Knicks run's gonna go. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, I don't think the Knicks are deep enough either.
Obviously, Stanley Cup's going on. I know you know nothing about that, but you can look back in your book. I had Carolina making it to the Stanley.
Carolina's in it, right? Yeah.
Carolina made it. Vegas made it again. Just one thing I'll say on this: I don't know of an expansion team ever in history be as good as the Vegas Knights have since they've came into the league. They
just came into the league. They're unbelievable.
Yeah, they've made 3 Stanley Cups. They've won one of them. We'll see what they end up doing. They're up 1-0 right now in the series they played last night. We'll see. Give me Carolina in that one just to throw a little wrench in there because they've been playing so good too. So Vegas,
there's a lot of
Vegas has got a lot of good players. Mitch Marner, Jack Eichel. You're talking guys that play for the national teams across the board. So
there's a lot of teams in the NHL that would love to restart and try to do what Vegas has done. I mean, Vegas has been in the league for 10 years, if that. I mean, and they've already won one and been to 2 others.
Yeah, it's been insane.
They've been great.
Yep. And I think that's it. I think that's all we got. So a little long one, but we got you caught up and a lot of good baseball talk. So any closing arguments or closing words other than PC4A?
This was, oh, Jesus Christ. Here he goes. This was 89, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to mark that down. 90 next week.
90 next week.
Hey,
we'll get at it.